The philosophy for value acceleration is all encapsulated in acceleration. The idea is that we're a team that exists to help our portfolio companies get things done faster, not to come in and do it for them, but to help them get it done faster.
The brief in Medicate was, okay, who do we need to bring in? Who's got expertise we don't currently have in the company? And how do we marry that with the company that already exists? So, we've had a lot of support from the talent people in Inflexion. They've been an integral part of it, particularly the senior roles.
I think Inflexion have a real flair for knowing when to be hands-on and when to be hands-off. But certainly they've helped me bring the CFO in, for example, so they're very active in that. They're a good scale, so they've actually got good people that you can draw on.
If you think about the boom in AI that has happened over the last few years, it's a huge thing to try and get your head around and work out what's useful to you, what's not useful to you. The fact that we've had an AI specialist in the Inflexion team that's been able to guide us through that and identify tools and so on that are useful, that's actually really helpful advice. It saves a huge amount of time.
On cyber, it was not something that had been the core focus because we're a relatively small organization still. We don't have cybersecurity experts in there. We have IT, but it's not necessarily specialist in these areas. So getting support on that can be very fruitful for us.
It's just such a big part of the business, right? And Alex was really, really involved in elevating us and our whole sort of tech stack and our ways of working.
Sometimes that's problem solving together to get to the answer quicker. Sometimes it's putting in people from our network, taking ideas from other portfolio companies and bringing them into a new portfolio company.
Working with Jonathan and his team, the first is just beefing up and professionalizing the sales organization. Then you need the product and the pricing and all the rest of it. And pricing isn't one of those things. You're not one and done, as it were. You don't just do it once. And pretty much every year, we did a pricing strategy is what we did.
Even the best executive teams will come across these questions and issues maybe every few years. Whereas we come across them in 55 portfolio businesses. There's an element of the fact that we see similar problems on a very repeated basis.
I think that we have learned a lot from Inflexion, definitely. Their framework has helped ambitious companies like ourselves to really go for those higher goals. I feel like Inflexion have been real champions of what we do.
And of course, Inflexion hosts ESG events, and those are great just for thought leadership. They also help us consider regulation, where we're going, what the next steps are, what are the things to look out for.
Going to the US is not easy. You can't do it piecemeal. You have to jump in with both feet. And we would never have done it properly without Inflexion. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind. We tried doing bits and pieces. You couldn't go on Amazon over there, shipping it from the UK, but you can't scale like that. You have to make the commitment and the investment to go to the US properly. We wouldn't have done that without Inflexion's backing.
They were very helpful in the expansion, for example, into India, where they have someone on the ground there that helped open some doors for the business in a market that we really didn't know. And our supply chain is in China. And so very helpful in allowing us to develop the kind of supplier relationships that I think were critical to the value proposition of the business.
They've given us a lot of confidence to progress things quickly. We've been very decisive, and although we've done 33 deals, there's a lot that we haven't progressed with. So they've allowed us to make the right decisions and push into the right countries at the right time.
During that period, we made 13 acquisitions. What Inflexion gave us was an ability to shake someone's hand and say we can do that deal. And that's a powerful thing. Then, when it came down to the financial detail, the due diligence, the bank side, they supported us on all of that. So it was a good partnership between the two of us.
I think the majority of our portfolio work with us on a couple of different areas. There's clearly some examples where we've worked across every single area of what we do, but in terms of our portfolio, I think there isn't a single portfolio company that hasn't worked with one of our value acceleration levers in the last 12 months.